When I tried ordering everything online, my home renovation project fell apart. Thankfully, I found Studio 41. They guided me through the selection process and made sure I had what I needed for every step of the project. Visit shopstudio41.com for a location near you.
If you find the real estate market stressful, confusing, and complicated, then you've come to the right place. Stay tuned as Randy and his expert guests dispel the myths and give you a dose of reality. It's Real Estate Revealed. And here's your host, Chicagoland's premier home appraiser, Randy Barcella.
A very enthusiastic and exciting welcome to Real Estate Revealed, and I am Randy Barcella. It is always a joy for me to be with you every Sunday morning. I am happy that you tuned in. Today's packed show. If you still have PMI, why? Yeah, why? In the studio is the premier mortgage consultant from the Loan Depot. Yeah, that's Pat Canone. Also, key questions to ask yourself before buying and selling. It's new. It's different now than it was 5, 10, 15 years ago. In studio to share with us her valuable checklist is the premier realtor from Chicago Properties. Yeah, Sandra Wright. Also, are there still multiple offers happening in the market now? That was going on for, I think, maybe 8, 9 months. Well, in studio is the premier realtor from Barrington and the principal at Compass. Yeah, Kim Alden. Also, how does pricing strategies affect the sale of your house? Does it? Well, in studio, we'll find out because we have the premier realtor from Baird & Warner. Yeah, Mark McKenna. And association documents from condos and townhomes. What to look for. I love this one. And in studio to educate us, as he always does, is the premier real estate attorney. Yeah, that's Vincent Aricchio. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Pat Canone. Do people still have PMI, and why?
Good morning, Randy. Yes, if you still have PMI, why? And I know that may be difficult to understand, but if you bought as recently as 2-3 years ago, you might have that opportunity to remove PMI. For example, I have a young couple. They purchased a single-family home in Chicago in April of 2019. And at the time, they only had 5% to put down. Within a year, we refinanced down to a 25-year term. Now we're in the process, because of the increase in value, to get them to remove PMI and reduce their term to 20 years, and their overall payment is only going to go up $50 a month.
Nice.
Amazing.
So this obviously doesn't happen all the time. But
I'm going to tell you, too, I told you the story before. Elderly people sometimes don't know. I did an appraisal last summer, and it was near Midway Airport. And she said that she's been there 8 years. Nice house, typical one-story on a basement. And she said she's refinancing now, and she hasn't refinanced since 8 years ago. I said, well, what's your interest rate now? She said it's close to 7%. But that was a good deal back then.
Of course.
But here's what a lot of people do, especially older people. They make the mortgage payment on time every month. They don't care. They don't really look.
Exactly. Or it's
or
done
investigate. Or
you're absolutely right, Randy. Or they do it automatically through their bank account, and they don't realize that rates, we are always on social media. Obviously, we're in the industry, but many folks don't take a look at their mortgage statements.
Yeah, or
absolutely,
they can afford
Sandra.
the monthly payment. They just have it auto-deducted each month.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I've got the drum out again, Randy. It's been a while, and it's time to bang that drum again. Rates are near historical lows. We're back down to, I was mentioning prior to the show, for many folks, we're back into the twos. For instance, I have a purchase that's closing tomorrow, 15-year term at 2.5%.
Wow.
It's remarkable where interest rates are. So, again, backtracking to if you have PMI, all it takes is for you to send me a copy of your mortgage statement. I'm here working after the show today, and we'll take a look. No harm, no foul. If we can do it with the way we estimate your current home value to be, we move forward. If not, we part, but continue to monitor things as things move forward. But as Randy mentioned, people may not realize what interest rates they have. I took a call this morning, earlier today, on a Sunday, where the consumer had an interest rate of 3.99% on a 30-year fixed. So we will be able to reduce that by at least 1% and save her hundreds of dollars. I had another individual who was swimming in credit card debt not too long ago. We closed, and we're saving him $600 a month. Wow. Now, that's $7,000 plus a year. That's an impactful difference for an individual.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so Going a bit off topic, as we know in the real estate industry, real estate is a genuine wealth creator for the average working American. And what's happening now, basically you're being given an unprecedented opportunity to take advantage of what's happening with real estate, especially if you own your own home right now, and get rid of PMI if it's possible, and or reduce your overall debt. And on top of that, take whatever savings you have and put it either towards principal or take half of it and invest it in the markets so that you have some more resources down the road, so that when you retire, you'll have another source of income.
And, isn't there another way for PMI to get removed that they could call their mortgage company?
And this is Sandra Wright from Chicago Properties.
Inquire about having their house reappraised.
Absolutely. Thanks for bringing that up, Sandra. So let's say you have an excellent interest rate and don't want to refinance. Sandra's absolutely correct. So you call your mortgage servicer and say, hey, Mr. or Miss Mortgage Servicer, I believe that my home value now is at 80% loan to value. I'd like to investigate removing PMI. So what the home servicer will do is order an appraisal. There will be a cost. The cost will be anywhere between $400 and $500. You make that decision if that makes sense for you. But in light of everything that's been happening and with property values increasing, assuming it's to remove PMI, it definitely makes sense for you to take that small cost. Then what will happen is the appraiser will go out, appraise the home, and assuming the value is where you need it to be, they'll remove PMI. So that's a great point, Sandra. So what else can you do with the monthly savings? You can not only pay down your mortgage further down the road, gives you more flexibility to pay off debt, or if you've been thinking about renovations, one of the major issues that we've been discussing as well is the lack of inventory out there. And that's because a lot of people in my generation, the boomer generation, aren't selling. Those folks might be in the market to renovate a home. So you could take some cash out, renovate your home, do a renovation loan. We offer 203Ks.
How about just have some money in the bank as a cushion in case the market changes next year?
That's a great point, Randy. Absolutely great point. So, there's so much that you can do. You're in the driver's seat. We are truly, and I mentioned this week after week, we're truly in a golden age for home ownership in this country. And if you have PMI, it doesn't hurt to investigate the possibility. Again, it's a possibility of removing it, even if you purchased just a couple years ago.
And Pat Canone with the Loan Depot, how can somebody get a hold of you for these really low rates?
Absolutely, Randy. And again, I'm available after the show, so you can send me a copy of your mortgage statement. I'm available at 630-965-8138. That's 630-965-8138. Either call or text. Also at patcanone.com. That's CANNONE. And, of course, all over the Real Estate Revealed website and on all of the various other social media sites.
Great information. Yeah. Have you been out to the website yet? realestaterevealed.com, REVEALED.com. A lot of great information. Rates are at all-time lows. Take advantage of it. And as an appraiser, I can tell you, property values went up a lot in the last 2 years in most locations. So you're in good standing. Hey, key question to ask yourself before buying and selling. What are they? We've got Sandra Wright, the premier realtor from Chicago Properties, and she always gives us her great advice and great checklist. Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy to be here. I just thought this is a good reminder for those contemplating buying or selling this year. Obviously there's been a lot going on, and a lot of buyers and sellers are still contemplating, is it a good time? Should they buy? Should they sell? Obviously you got friends, you have family, everyone is putting in their 2 cents on their knowledge on the market. And, I would say in today's housing market, you need to make a decision on what makes the most sense for you. And you do need to do your own research. And that's why, all of us here on the radio, we talk about it every Sunday morning. But it is some items that you should really take a look at and figure out what is going to make the most sense for you. Basically, I'm just going to right off the bat talk about the 3 items. Obviously we want to know what's going on with home prices, whether you're a buyer or a seller. Second, are low mortgage rates going to last? Are they going to stay where they're at right now? And third, is home ownership important to you? Obviously, that's more towards the buyer, but obviously as a seller, some sellers too are contemplating, should I go rent too? And then I am adding also, give yourself some breathability if you are going to list your property or you're going to start looking to purchase, because I think giving yourself at least a 6-month window to prepare is key rather than just jumping in, feet first. Do your diligence.
You know what, Sandra, I know you have a valuable checklist. You're just getting ready to start, and I want to take notes. We're coming up to a quick break. Oh, my gosh. I'm Randy Barcella, your show host, and you are listening to the Real Estate Revealed radio show. Enjoyed every Sunday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. on AM 560 The Answer. Hey, I've also got videos of everybody in the studio. Have you been out to the website on Facebook? Real Estate Revealed on Facebook. There's videos there. And a lot of biographies and testimonies about all of our co-hosts. Yeah, is on realestaterevealed.com, REVEALED.com. When we come back, more of Sandra Wright.
You're listening to Real Estate Revealed with Randy Barcella.
It's so good. It's so good. Feels so good to me. It's so good.
And it's always so good to be with our audience every Sunday morning. Good morning, America. I'm Randy Barcella, your show host, and you are listening to the Real Estate Revealed radio show every Sunday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. Before the break, we were just going over with the premier realtor from Chicago Properties. Yes, Sandra Wright. There's key questions you have to ask before buying and selling. And Sandra's got this beautiful checklist, and we're just getting ready to go into the meat of it. Sandra.
Yes. So like I was saying, one of the first item is, you want to take a look at what's going on with home prices. It's like the stock market. It goes up and down, up and down. And that's why you have real estate agents and you're, reading the articles out there. But, really, if you are contemplating buying or selling, definitely as a seller, ask for a CMA, call an agent, and we'll do it for free. I mean, we want you to understand what the value is of your home.
What's a CMA?
A CMA is a competitive summary analysis. So that gives you information on your property, and obviously tweaking it depending on, what upgrades you have done. But it gives you the radar as to the value of your home. And then as a buyer, I would definitely say talk to a real estate agent because you want to understand what the prices are going for the type of home you're looking for. Whether that's a condo, whether that's a single family home. Give yourself ample time to just do that due diligence and see what's out there. This year, obviously, it has been a majority of a seller's market, and there's not that much inventory out there. But again, it gives you an outline of what those sales are going for. And, looking at home prices for 2022, reading articles out there, the average is saying that increases are going to be about up 12%. Again, each city, each town is a little bit different. But again, you talk to your local real estate agent and get that information to get that due diligence. And then the second item is the low mortgage rates. Are they going to last? And Pat is a perfect person to reach out to and get a pulse on how things are going. And obviously we're in a good state right now. Again, we don't know exactly. That's a moving target. We don't know what 2022 is going to be, but it's coming fast. And it's good to get a pulse and have that education with your mortgage broker. Understand what, the variables are and get your ducks in a row so that when you are ready to buy, you already have your paperwork put together. You've talked to a lender. You understand the dynamics of down payment. Not everyone has to put that 20% down, but again, it's just understanding what's going to make most sense for you. So you do your due diligence. And then obviously the biggest thing is home ownership really that important to you? A lot of people weigh in the options, renting, buying. Is it for them? And when you look at the prices, does it make sense? Obviously, as home ownership, you have more value in your home. You get to do what you want to your property. And it's a sense of pride. You have some stability. You don't have your landlord all of a sudden telling you that you have to move out. So there's definitely some key components when it comes to having that home ownership and, really building that equity and, that life milestone. So again, the last comment I just want to mention is, give yourself time. Time is key. So when you are really, whether you're looking to sell, whether you're looking to buy, give yourself ample time, because a lot of times, everyone's like, oh, I just got to buy when in spring. But I would say understand what's going on before you take the leap.
I agree with take your time. Everybody was in a big rush to buy, overpay, multiple offers. Like Mark said a couple weeks ago, and so did Lena, just sit back for a minute now, because people were getting buyer's remorse and canceling.
Well, and a lot of my buyers actually decided they're just going to hold off because it was too much. They put in multiple offers over and over again.
I love your advice.
So, take your time. There's plenty of houses that are going to come to the market, or you're going to list and put on the market, but make sure you do it at the right time. So
Sandra Wright, Premier Realtor from Chicago Properties. How can somebody get a hold of you?
You can reach me anytime. My cell is 773-294-4444. Again, 773-294-4444. My website is wd-realestate.com.
Fantastic. Sandra Wright. Wow. I'm getting a lesson done by all this. But you know what? That's what we do on this show. We try to keep you up to date each week of what's going on right now in the real estate and mortgage market. And speaking of more great information, and we were just talking about this a little bit, are there still multiple offers happening in the market right now? Well, we've got the expert realtor from Barrington and the principal at Compass. Yeah, Kim Alden. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Randy.
I love this question. Yeah.
I get this question every day. Are there still multiple offers? Is it time to jump in the market? Yes, there still are multiple offers. And yes, it's a great time to jump in the market, especially if you're a seller. But we're seeing a price point change on the multiple offers. The beginning of the spring market, multiple offers were up to the multi-million-dollar ranges. We're trying to see that now come back maybe to about $450 and under. So we're still seeing it. I showed a property on Saturday. We had to wait in line. I was in Schaumburg. It was priced at $3,099. There was 32 groups. They did a mass showing between 12 and 4.
Wow.
And we had to take numbers as we arrived. I've never seen anything like it. My client looked at me and said, are we going to be in multiple offers? And I said, look at this line. What do you think?
30 days ago, I saw that in Orland Park. Saturday, Sunday, they had 50 showings, and you had to take a number. That's amazing.
It's amazing. So there are multiple offers. And again, I know I've talked about multiple offers a couple of times, but I think it's still a great topic because it's still in the marketplace. If you're a seller, you're going to get more money in this market than any other market that we've been in a long time because the demand is great. Back a year and a half ago, everything had to be turnkey perfect, and people still want that, but they're a little less forgiving. They're a little less forgiving on home inspection issues in regards to overlooking something simple that's just maybe a little neglect or a little minor deferred maintenance because they really want that house. Interest rates are still at record lows. I know our lenders on the show can certainly talk about that angle, but I think it's just being prepared for what that multiple offer situation is going to look like. And it's being prepared up front. Have that pre-approval in your hands, because if you don't have a pre-approval, they're not even going to look at your offer.
And I love what you're saying about I'm seeing the 250,000 to 450 range, like you said. There's more people qualified to buy in that price range, so there's a lot more multiple offer situations.
Correct. It's people coming out of apartments, starting their families, getting married, having children. It's just those move-up buyers. It's the buyers who want to come from the city that have been locked down in COVID, and they want just a little bit more space so that, they can get outside a little bit. So we've seen the high demand in that. So as a seller, you're going to have more demand for your house than you had 18 months ago. And everyone goes, well, how long is it going to last? I wish I had that crystal ball. I would be the most successful realtor in the universe if I had that crystal ball. We don't know. But I can tell people, if you're thinking about moving, now's a great time. If you're thinking about jumping in, it's still a great time. Just make sure you align yourself with a realtor and a lender that know how to handle the multiple offer market. And
Kim, we were discussing earlier too. Yeah, it's a great time to sell. You're going to get multiple offers. You might get $50,000 over list price, but then don't be so worried and testy about jumping in and buying right away because you might be overpaying. How about just chill out for a while? Maybe just rent for 6 months.
Well, we've had a lot of people doing that, but the rental market is just as crazy as the sales market.
Oh, really? Okay.
I had a luxury rental in South Barrington. We had 12 offers on it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, for $4,500 a month. And, I mean, because people have sold their house. They have nowhere to go. They're afraid to jump in as a buyer. They're like, I'll just rent. And so rentals are just as crazy. So, again, prepare. Make sure that you and your realtor are on the same page on what your needs and wants are. You want to be checking out that private listing network so that if you are going to buy or are going to rent, you know what's coming up so you can be one of the first people in line.
I'm so glad I have everybody on this show on a weekly basis because I'm learning so much, and you're giving me information that's just really educating me. And you know what? We're coming up to a quick break, but we have more from Kim Alden. Yeah, she's the premier realtor from Barrington, and she's the principal at Compass. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but we've got more from Kim Alden, principal at Compass.
Back to the show, sure to answer your questions about the real estate market. Real Estate Revealed with Randy Barcella.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Revealed radio show. Enjoy it every Sunday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. I'm Randy Barcella, your shows, and I want to thank everybody as I do every week. Thank you all so much for making us your Sunday habit. Without you, we are not here month after year after year, and wow, just it's great being with you every weekend. Just before the break, we were talking with Kim Alden, and she was really giving us some great information. Cutting edge, what's happening right now? Are there still multiple offers happening in the market? Kim Alden.
Yes. Before the break, we were talking about there are multiple offers, and the key is preparation. So some preparation keys, again, make sure that your agent has your, email, texting so that when a house matches your criteria, you can run out. You've got your pre-approval in hand. You've talked about what you're going to put down for earnest money. You've discussed just, what a home inspection is going to mean to you. So there's all these little tips and tips along the way just to make the process easier and, again, hopefully to get you to that winning goal, to get that house, to beat out those multiple offers. And then, also think about how much am I willing to pay over? Am I going to do an appraisal gap? What is an appraisal gap? How am I going to, prepare for that? So we've had a lot of things. I'm sure, Randy, being an appraiser, you've seen all kinds of appraisal gaps and meeting the agents going, if we went in this many offers. And so it's all about how much money you have. Sometimes I talk to clients and buyers and talk about, I was going to put $5,000 in earnest money, but maybe I'll only put $2,500 down, and then I'll do $2,500 as an appraisal gap, because that way I have $2,500 or whatever that amount is to cover the purchase price over what the appraisal is.
Yeah, that's certainly what's going on when there's multiple offers, no doubt.
Yeah. So, and again, the banks are okay as long as you have the funds in most cases. So again, it's happening. Prepare. It's like anything else. The more prepared you are, the better the experience is going to be. And that's one thing we want to do on my team is make sure that our buyers and our sellers are fully prepared to know what we're up against. And multiple offers aren't going away anytime that I can see in the next month or so. I'm sure everyone else on the panel can, attest to the same that they're experiencing.
And you're right. As Pat Canone said, interest rates are at record lows, and there's a lot more buyers. And so I see the multiple offers continuing the rest of the year. I just don't see anything else happening.
Right. I agree with you 100%, Randy. There's not enough inventory. We usually carry a nice book of inventory, and our inventory is probably the lowest it's been in 16 years.
And you know what I've always said, and I'm the same way, if I find a house that I really want and it's in a location that I want, and I really want to live there with my family, I don't mind spending extra money because I'm going to be there for at least 10 years. And even if I overpaid, the enjoyment I'm getting out of living where I want to live is there, and the property values will be there increased within 10 years.
Correct. And it's like anything else. I always tell people, you have an option when you go on vacation. You can stay, at the Red Roof Inn, or you can stay at the Ritz-Carlton. It's going to provide you the same bed and bathroom. It's just, is it where you want to be? Is it as nice as you want to be? So that little that you're going to pay over to get where you want to be is, in most cases, may be well worth it for the buyer.
Absolutely. Kim Alden is the premier realtor from Barrington, and she's the principal at Compass. Kim Alden, how can somebody get a hold of you for your great advice?
They can reach me at 847-254-5757, and they can visit my bio on the Real Estate Revealed website.
Absolutely. Do you have a phone number, too?
847-254-5757.
Absolutely. Boy, Kim Alden with the principal at Compass. Also, if you want to read more about Kim Alden and anybody on the show, get out to the website, realestaterevealed.com, REVEALED.com. I have their phone numbers, their emails, testimonies, biographies. Wow, just a lot of... And after the show this Sunday morning, you could contact any one of us. We're working today, Sunday. And so speaking of great information, I love this topic also. How does pricing strategies affect the sale of a house? Well, in studios, the premier realtor from Baird & Warner, Mark McKenna. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Brandy. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Dzień dobry. So,
He's our Polish-speaking realtor. What did you just say?
Good morning in Polish.
Nice.
Yeah, so, for the past 6-8 months, as everybody knows, we couldn't go wrong with pricing the house. As we just spoke with Kim about multiple offers, everybody was just getting on a bandwagon and putting offers left and right, no matter what the price point was. Us as a realtors, we can advise our sellers, we give them a CMA, we advise them on the price point where we think the house should be priced, prior putting in the MLS. But at the end, it's in the hands of the seller to decide what they want to do. And I just want to talk about, a few minutes about what the consequences might be of either overpricing the house or pricing it correctly. So the old school, and I deal with many sellers that they haven't sold a house for a long time. They're like, well, let's price it high. We'll have some extra room to negotiate because everybody wants to negotiate. And,
those days are gone 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Those days,
don't do that. That's
those days are done. Unfortunately, no matter how much I beat the drum, as Pat did it this morning, it's hard to get into somebody's
Hey, Mark, I don't want to
mindset.
rush you at all. This is a great topic, but we're coming up to a quick break. I'm Randy Barcella, your show host, and you are listening to the Real Estate Revealed radio show. Enjoyed every Sunday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. And we come right back with Mark McKenna with Baird & Warner.
You're listening to Real Estate Revealed with Randy Barcella.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Revealed radio show. Enjoyed every Sunday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. I'm Randy Barcella, your show host. And I got to thank the audience once again, as I do every week. Thank you so much for making us your Sunday habit. Without you, we are not here week after month after year. And that's how the radio show was put together 15 years ago. Can you believe we're there that long? We wanted to bring you valuable content and information to make your life stress-free going through this real estate and mortgage market. And we'd never come on the show, and we have never come on the show to sell anybody anything. I think that's why the show is so popular. We have such a loyal following, but we're going to keep doing it. Keep your emails and texts and calls coming in. But Mark McKenna with Baird & Warner is just talking to us about pricing your house. What are the strategies?
Yeah, so I'll give you a story. One of my clients in Schiller Park, where I, mostly do my business, decided to list a home with me and went against my advice. Pricing at a certain point, they want to get a little bit higher. We did list the house, believe it or not, in end of April. We just got a contract now. What is it, 4 months later?
May, June, July, August.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh, 4 months later.
And basically, they're like, Mark, what's going on? What's going on? How come can't sell the house? And we've been getting showings. We had over 40 showings. No one pulled the trigger. No one pulled the offer. And we had to do a price reduction once of $5,000.
Yeah, that's nothing. You got to drop 10 or 20.
Exactly. Then we did another one. And finally, we got an offer. So that shows you how important, even in this crazy seller's market, the price point is. Now, finally, we're on the contract. The thing is, people that the buyers feels that they have a little bit more upper hand in this transaction. Of course, they negotiate a little bit down, so it wasn't over asking. And now we're going through some inspection issues because they're not as forgiving as maybe buyers. They would have to compete with other buyers, for the home. So it is a little bit harder, much longer, transaction, and a lot more frustrating. We went in the opposite direction with another client of mine. Same thing, same town, but she listened to me and we priced it right at the market. And within like 3 days, we had 40 showings and we've got few offers, multiple offers. It was about 5 or 6 offers, if I can remember. And we got it over asking. Now, she was worried about the house. The house was a little bit older. She was worried about inspection issues and things like this. Believe me, there was no inspection issues brought up. And one of the reasons is because if you have to compete for the house, you're going to pay a little bit more and you're not going to be as picky to some of the, minor issues that every house will have, during inspection.
And Mark McKean has given us great advice here. I'm seeing on the appraisals, I'm pulling comps for the appraisals. It's comparable sales to yours. The houses that are priced right and show well, they're selling within a week. 3 days, mostly 4.
You're absolutely right, Randy. And
but if you're on the market for 4 months, there's a problem.
There is a problem, and it's usually price. It's usually price and miscommunication between the seller and the realtor. I guess there is no working together. And, sometimes you have to, listen to the advice we have. We are specialized in what we do. We do have a little bit of experience, I would say. And some people have different opinion of what their home is worth, especially if they've been there for a long time. That emotional attachment to the house, that's usually the biggest obstacle, that I have to get through, when pricing a home. But just to give you a quick recap, again, you price high, you lose possible buyers. I mean, the pool of buyers becomes smaller, okay? The house will sit on the market longer. You will have to do price adjustments. And again, you're going to have to go through more hassles during inspection period. And usually, you end up selling for a lot less than you expected. You price at market or just under market, you're going to have a much bigger buyer pool. Shorter time on the market, just like you said, within usually 3 days to a week, you probably get multiple offers.
And hey, sellers, you're not giving your house away by underpricing it. The property values are being listed higher than they've ever been right now.
At the end,
in the last
as Randy
10 years.
said, he's an appraiser for so many years. The house has to appraise for certain value. So whatever you think it's worth, at the end, bank will decide what the house is worth. So pricing it at the right price makes the whole process so much more easier, hassle-free, and more enjoyable
Mark
for everyone.
McKean, how can somebody get a hold of you?
Best thing to call me at my cell phone, 847-790-6749. You can also find me on Facebook or realestaterevealed.com. All my info is there. Again, my phone number, 847-790-6749.
You speak Polish, right?
Just to remind everyone, yes, I do speak Polish. Mówię po polsku.
Thanks. Mark McKean of Baird & Warner. And speaking of great information, boy, we're getting an education again this Sunday. Association documents for condos and townhouses. What to look for. I never knew what to look for. They're so thick, those books. Oh, my gosh. We've got the premier real estate attorney, Vincent Arricchio, with us, and he's going to share with us what to look for on those association documents. Good morning, Vince.
Good morning, Randy. It's a pleasure to be here with you, and good morning to our radio audience. So, Randy, a lot of people as first-time buyers get involved in real estate deals for condominiums or townhouses in the Chicagoland area, and that is great. But, Randy, you said it yourself. There's so many documents. There's things that are involved with condominiums and townhomes that first-time buyers should be aware of, should keep a lookout for. When helping such first-time buyers or buyers in general buying those properties for the first time, you are not on your own. You haven't bought a farm. You haven't bought a plot in the woods. You haven't bought a house in the suburbs. You've joined a community, and that community is called an association. Now, some of these terms are real vague, so I'm going to try to define them. But what is an association? It's a collective group of people.
And Vince, we're coming up to a quick break. I don't want to rush you at all. Oh, my gosh, I love this information. I'm Randy Barcella, your show host. We're taking a quick break. You are listening to the Real Estate Revealed radio show. We'll be right back.
Now, back to Real Estate Revealed with your host, Randy Barcella.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Revealed radio show, enjoyed every Sunday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. I'm Randy Barcella, your show host. Thank you all so much for making us your Sunday habit. We just love being with you here every Sunday morning. And right before the break, we were talking with the premier real estate attorney, Vincent Aricchio, who was telling us about association documents from condos and townhomes. Vince.
Of course, Randy. And, you raised a good point, Randy. First, what is the difference between a townhome and a condominium? Well, with the townhome, you own the land, the dirt underneath it. A townhouse is kind of like a row home. They're attached, usually. They can be. And you own the land. With a condominium, think a building. Think sometimes a ground floor, but you could be on the 4th or 34th floor. So you own a box in the sky or the square box as a part of a building. Now, that's all well and good, and before the break, we were talking about differences about why you're in an association. Well, you're not in a suburb. You're not in a little farmhouse out in the woods. You're in a collective. You're with a group of people, and that group needs management. And when you're buying a condo or a townhome, you're buying into somebody else being your representative. There are officers, president, vice president, treasurer, usually, and those officers are governed by some of the documents for the association, the governance documents like a declaration. Most importantly, though, people like to know, are they able to rent out their place? Keep in mind, when you're buying a place and your plan is to one day rent or possibly rent, you need to review the governing documents for that information. Another document are the rules and regulations. You could say, who cares? I'm a good person. I'm an obedient person. I'm a good citizen. No. As a first-time buyer, you should read the rules and regulations because sometimes there's height restrictions or weight restrictions on dogs, on pets. So if you have a pet, and we here in our Chicagoland area, we love our dogs, we love our cats, there could be a limit on how many pets and what type of pets. So as a first-time buyer, as a buyer into these properties, review the rules and regulations. There's even sometimes rules about when to put out garbage, whether in a townhouse you can keep your garbage pails or bins outside or they have to stay in your garage, which is fine. I'm not saying that's disgusting or not. I was a part of an association where you had to keep your bins indoors. But it's good to know. Another important document are the budgets. Places don't run on their own, and there's usually shared common area spaces. So the budget will show how the officers that are running your association have projected costs and are spending the money. What money are they spending, Randy? It's collected monthly, Randy, at these associations.
Absolutely. Monthly association dues.
Exactly. The monthly dues, sometimes called assessment.
And that's part of why you live there. You don't want to cut your grass or shovel the snow.
Absolutely. It's low maintenance and passing responsibility for other people to take care of. Sometimes the elderly will be in associations because it's better for them to not have to cut their grass, trim their bushes, do those types of things.
Vince, how can somebody get a hold of you for your checklist on associations with condos and townhomes?
Yeah, we'd love to be an advisor, and you feel free to call us at the office, 312-263-0010. You can check our website out, reallawchicago.com. We're on Facebook and LinkedIn, Aricchio Law Offices. And, of course, Randy, I always say it every time I'm on with you. Go to the Real Estate Revealed website because they'll see your smiling face, and I'm somewhere, I think, on like page 50 also.
Amazing. Thank you, Vincent Aricchio. I'm Randy Barcella, your show host, and you are listening to the Real Estate Revealed radio show, enjoyed every Sunday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. Be sure to get out to the website, realestaterevealed.com. Be well, make it a great week, and we'll see you again here next Sunday morning right here on AM 560 The Answer.